All right, we're back here at Alex Gray's crib, and we've kind of took a moment to lay out some of the boards. And Alex, I'm going to pass it back to you. Tell us about your custom stomp pad there. That's the Alex Gray Rasta stomp pad.
Well, thanks, Mark. Welcome back.
Get right into it.
Yeah, it's the little roots rock reggae vibes. On a Mission does the signature series Alex Gray stuff. There's one over there. They all come in various colors, but ooh, they all feel good.
So this board here, bitchin' ass, thumbtail, looks about 6'6". Tell us about what we got going on here.
Well, this now, I mean, that's shortboard, you know, gravel boards, shortboards. This is more of, this is like a Hawaii board for me. The tail gets pulled in. It's a pinnier tail, narrower nose, more rocker, thinner. And I would ride this as more of a shortboard. In Hawaii, it's about 2 inches bigger than my normal board, 6'1".
6'1".
Yeah, and that's for a fun day, you know, 2 to 3 feet. And then, you know, Holly Eva starts picking up 4 to 6, maybe, you know, a little bigger than that. Jump on the 6'3".
6'3".
Which is actually really similar in dimensions. It's just pulled out a little more. I don't like too much thickness, again, because of my skinny ass.
So you're at 2 1/8, you're saying? Still
yeah, still 2 1/8. They're both still 2 1/8. Same volume as my shortboards.
Right. Just the length.
A little bit length, and this one's a little bit wider, 1/16 wider. But you know, again, I don't like a lot of volume because I'm light, so.
Right. And then in the end here, which looks bitchin'.
Yeah, this is a 6'10", which was made for Chopu. And what's cool about this is just, it's really thin. Really thin with crazy amounts of rocker. Like, I don't know if you can catch that rocker, but I'm literally going to do the men's downhill skiing on that later. And a women's short routine ice skating. But really thin, crazy rocker on the nose, and super pinny tail, lots of concave. Beautiful. I mean,
now, were you riding this backdoor pipe at all?
Yeah, well, no, this one was just for Chopu. It was like 6 to 8 feet. It's probably, this is the biggest board you'd ever want to ride out there, 6'10", because bigger than that, you can't even fit the board in the way. Yeah, and then the grass, little AG.
So it's 6 to 8 foot pipe or back door, then what would you be riding?
This one.
Oh, or one on the other side.
This one. I mean,
so this is your pipe board.
Yeah.
Obviously with the Volcom contest you were just in.
This is the board I rode in my heat.
This is the board you rode in your heat, which that day looked kind of woolly and
this is
so
almost
fun.
as big as the board as I would like to ride out there. I mean, this is for when it's like 8 to 10 with 12-foot second reefers, and it's just all over the place. Nice glass on fins.
Proton, it's called the Proton Step Up.
Yeah, so I don't know why they do that. This is Dane Reynolds' Proton model, and they just turned it into a pipeline board.
Yeah, glass and fins, obviously. Lately, with a lot of the pros, they're using this tail rail deal here.
We call it tail cancer, and that's when you're...
Does everyone see that?
Yeah, these are just patches. That's another patch of 4 right there. They just ran down. When you have 4 ounces of glass, what are you going to do? You're
going to blow through boards pretty quickly.
So they started doing the sort of safety patches there, which are insane. I haven't had a tail blowout in a year or 2.
We're stepping up size now, not only in board but in wave height.
Yep.
We are stepping into the next step up here, and this is something you would ride in what?
Gosh, this is an 8.6 that I would probably ride 12 to 15 feet, maybe a little bit bigger. This is an old board. I mean, this board's like 6 years old, but it's so thick and heavy that it hasn't broke yet, and really thick. But it's nice because it allows me the thickness and the width, and even though it's shorter, that when guys are probably riding 9.0s, I'm on this board, like on an 8.6.
Right.
And you can still get that paddle power, but be able to whip it a little later and get under the lip than with all that length. It's got a really nice pulled back tail. And for all this girth and everything, it still turns like a gem. Some big glass on fins. And then I'd say 18 to 20 feet, we pull out the 9.2. And
are we talking faces or backs?
We're talking backs, baby.
So we got to clarify that, ladies.
Yeah, I know, that's true. I mean,
that's important.
California standards, this board is like, this would be 30 to 40 foot waves.
Right.
And
So this is something you would take out maybe to Mavericks or something?
yeah, well actually I've ridden this board once at Todos, and it was
Okay.
20 feet, and the board was insane. Really loose, lots of V in the tail, which is my favorite thing in a gun. It makes it feel like a short board. And you put your back foot, you can hold your line going down the wave, and once you get to the bottom you need that extra spurt. That V
Yeah.
comes in on your back foot, and it's like you're on a race car. You can see the rails are turned down quite a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know, the thickness is in the middle of the board, but I still get a bit of maneuverability out of the thin rails. The important part is being able to paddle into them.
Exactly.
When the board gets too big and too much volume, it's like overpowering you, and you're losing your speed trying to get into them because you're just trying to get the thing to go straight. Last gun,
Last one here.
which last weekend I went and rode Mavericks for the first time. Started on the 9.2 and it was, I mean, there's 25 feet, so 50-foot faces, north wind's chunky. I was like, man, this thing feels small, so I jumped on this, which is a 9.9.
9.9.
And the 9.9 felt like the 9.2, which was crazy. Definitely a big
So you have 7 more inches, but it made a big difference as far as paddling,
right.
getting in a little
This
early.
is literally an exact replica of that 9.2, but just as a 9.9. Absolutely nothing different about it. Rails are the same, bottom's the same, rocker's the same. And
Got
again,
it.
you know, guys out in the lineup were going like, wow, that board looks like it really doesn't have a lot of volume. And
Yeah.
you know, most guys you see paddling on their guns and they're like a foot out of the water. I'm still definitely sinking. Again, for someone my size, it works.
Now, obviously, tell us about, a lot of viewers may not know, about the dual plugs that you see
Oh,
on
yeah.
these guns. The importance of this.
In bigger surf, there's so much force pulling your board. Like we say, they call it when it's tombstoning, when you're
Right.
underwater and you can't get up because your board is pulling so hard from the white water that had just knocked you over. It literally rips the whole fin plug out. This is your life right here.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times if you lose your board, you can, that's sometimes life or death.
Yeah.
So it's just a backup, and you run your leash through both of them at the same time, and it's basically twice the strength.
Right. So if one
And in case
pulls
one does
out,
pull,
you
which is-
have a backup there.
Right.
It's like a backup parachute. Right on. Well, I think that concludes our Quiver check today at surfboardline.com. Alex Gray.
Right on, guys. What's up, peeps and creeps? Alex Gray here. You're watching surfboardline.com.